You stand in front of a simple choice: what to eat, which message to send, whether to leave now or in 10 minutes. It should take a few seconds, but somehow it doesn't. Your mind starts running. What if this is the wrong choice? What if it leads to something worse later? What will the other person think? Did I forget something important? A decision that was small a moment ago suddenly feels heavy. This is overthinking, and it happens to almost everyone. Overthinking isn't the same as careful thinking. Careful thinking looks at the information you have and makes a choice. Overthinking keeps going long after the useful information has run out. It creates extra problems that weren't there to begin with. Here's what usually happens inside your head. First, your brain treats a small decision as if it has big consequences. Even when the real stakes are low, it starts scanning for every possible downside. It wants to protect you from regret, from looking stupid, from making a mistake. That protection system is useful when the choice actually matters, but most daily decisions don't. Still, the system stays switched on. Second, your mind starts generating alternative versions of the future. You imagine what could go wrong. Then you imagine what could go wrong after that. Soon, you're not deciding between two options anymore. You're trying to control outcomes that don't even exist yet. Third, the longer you stay in that loop, the more uncertain you feel. The original choice becomes harder to see. Your confidence drops, and the decision that should have been simple now feels exhausting. This is why overthinking is so draining. It uses a lot of mental energy while solving almost nothing. There's also a quieter reason it keeps happening. Many people have learned, somewhere along the way, that making the wrong choice is dangerous. Maybe it led to criticism. Maybe it led to disappointment. Maybe it just felt safer to keep analyzing than to risk being wrong. So the brain keeps analyzing, even when there's nothing left to analyze. The strange part is that overthinking rarely improves the final choice. Most of the time, the decision you would have made in the first 10 seconds is almost the same as the one you make after 20 minutes of mental looping. The extra time only added stress. So what actually helps? Not forcing yourself to just decide faster. That usually creates more pressure. What helps is noticing the moment the useful thinking ends and the looping begins. There's often a clear shift. At first, you're gathering information. Then suddenly, you're just repeating the same worries with slightly different words. When you catch that shift, you can gently interrupt it. You can ask yourself one simple question: is there any new information I still need, or am I just circling? If the answer is that you're circling, the most useful thing is often to choose and move on. Not because the choice is perfect, but because staying in the loop is costing more than the decision itself. Overthinking simple decisions is not a personal failure. It's a common mental habit that tries to keep you safe and ends up keeping you stuck instead. The more you notice it while it's happening, the less power it has, and the more room you create for ordinary choices to stay ordinary.